Hey guys, what's up? This is Stephanie Flatus here with creatingwithin.com, your place to get in touch with your inner world. And today I just really briefly want to talk to you about the importance of really feeling our emotions and sitting with it. It's a big message that I've been getting recently in my life from the universe, and I want to bring it to you as well, because after all, the whole point of being human is the fact that we have human emotions. That's what makes us human, and that's the most difficult part of the human experience, which is why many of us turn to food, drugs, work, anything else outside of ourselves to not have to deal with all the stuff that's going on in here, right? So many of us distract, repress, or do something else when we're feeling all these kinds of emotions. And for us spiritual people out there, it's very easy for us to also get caught up in trying to fix our feelings and trying to go and do work, whether that's inner child work or shadow work or any type of meditation or other things to ease the discomfort. And although there's nothing wrong with that, and there's a time and place that those modalities can take place in, sometimes really what we need to do, which most of us don't do, is sit with our feelings. It's acknowledge and recognize how we are feeling, because we don't do that. And it sounds so simple, yet it's something so difficult that many of us can't do. Many of us can't even acknowledge, including myself at times, yes, how we are feeling. And somebody asks us how we're feeling and we say we're fine when really we're not fine. Or even to ourselves. They're so good at even lying to ourselves about how we feel. So I want to use this analogy. When you're upset or angry with someone, what you really want from the person who's hurt you or who you're angry towards is you want them to listen to you, to be gentle with you, to understand you. You don't want them to become upset, to become defensive, to shut down on you. You don't want them to make you feel bad for the way that you're feeling. Really what you just want is you want them to recognize that you're hurt. Make sense? Same thing applies to you. If you wouldn't want somebody to do that, you shouldn't do the same thing to yourself. So when you're angry, when you're hurt, you need to be able to recognize that you're hurt. You need to understand yourself. You need to give yourself time to sit with the feeling, to listen to your body, to listen to your emotions, and just be there. Allow yourself to feel the pain, to feel whatever it is you're feeling, because a lot of us, when we're experiencing some type of discomfort emotionally, we deflect, we distract, we deny, we do everything else except be with the feeling. And then many times we make ourselves wrong for how we feel, because we feel like, oh, I should know better, I shouldn't feel this way. Or, you make yourself feel like you're a bad person for feeling the way that you do. But all of those things are just a waste of time, and all that they do is they're keeping you longer in the problem, and they're just making something that wasn't that big of a deal, even though going through whatever we're going through, the emotion may seem like it. You can move past it quicker if you just recognize and observe how you're feeling. But because we don't do that and we do all these other things, we make something that was maybe smaller into a bigger thing. So we end up in a depressive state longer, in denial, and we just make it a whole process, which it doesn't really need to be. And it simply comes down to just observe yourself when you're not feeling good. And a way to do this as well is, I gave this example to someone I was speaking to recently. Let's say that you are someone who's feeling lonely and you're watching TV. You've had a good day, today you feel good, your energy's been, really like neutral, and you're watching TV, and all of a sudden something on TV triggers you. Like maybe you see a happy couple, or maybe you see a mother with her kids, and all of a sudden there's an energy that's shifted inside of you, and all of a sudden now you're feeling a little anxious, you feel lonely, and now all these thoughts are coming up, and all of a sudden you feel bad when like 5 seconds ago you were pretty neutral. Right there is an opportunity for you to become the observer, not get into the emotion, rather observe the emotion and say, oh, hey, I was feeling just perfectly neutral 5 minutes ago. I just witnessed this on TV, and this has triggered something in me, and now I feel lonely. Just the act of observing yourself having these energy shifts within you is enough to help you move past them quicker and more rapidly. Because remember that pain is just giving us an opportunity to transform ourselves, and it's giving us an opportunity for growth. So every time that we're experiencing some type of pain, all that means is that we're getting ready to grow, that there's a lesson there for us, because everything that is happening in our life is because there is something that we're gaining from it that's going to be a gift, even if at the moment it doesn't seem like it. So saying all of this, I just want to remind you and encourage you that when you're going through things, please be honest with yourself. The same way that you would want somebody to acknowledge your feelings and to recognize when you're feeling hurt, when you're upset, when you're whatever you're feeling. You need to give yourself the same gift that you would want someone to give you. That means you need to recognize when you're hurt, when you're not okay, not make yourself wrong for it, and allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you're feeling and to release it in whatever way needs to be released in the moment, whether it is by crying in that moment, by venting, by talking, whatever you require in the moment. Anything else rather than distracting, deflecting, and not dealing with it. So I hope video has helped you today a little bit in your inner journey. In the meantime, continue to communicate, connect, and create, and I'll talk to you next time. If you haven't already subscribed to Creating Within's channel, go ahead below and subscribe. Bye!